Have you been wanting to improve at ranked? Are you looking for operators that can give you an edge over your opponents? Well, you've come to the right place, because if you start playing the operators I mentioned in this video, I guarantee you'll start winning more rounds. So here is my list of the 8 best defenders in Rainbow Six Siege. Now, the 8th best operator in Rainbow Six Siege is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated ones, and that is Thunderbird. The reason this is the case is because her gadget is way better now. It heals players to full HP slowly over time, instead of just giving a small burst of HP before going on cooldown. And since Thunderbird doesn't have to be alive for her gadget to do this, it allows her to be a much more consistent healer than Doc. Also, her weapons are amazing. She has access to the Spear Assault Rifle or the Spaz 15 shotgun as her primary options, and then as her secondary options, she has the Bearing 9 machine pistol and the Y10S1 shotgun. These weapons are extraordinarily strong for defense. The Spear Assault Rifle has a high damage, a pretty solid fire rate, and its recoil is really low, allowing you to frag out pretty easily with it. And then the Spaz 15 shotgun can be a really effective choice if you want to play more close range with Thunderbird, especially since she has access to a deployable shield that she can play behind. And then the secondary weapons allow her to fill in the gaps of those loadouts. If Thunderbird decides to pick the Spaz 15, picking the Bearing 9 is a more smart choice, since she'll have access to more of a medium range weapon. But if she chooses the Spear Assault Rifle, she can pick the Y10S1 shotgun to help her set up the bomb site. When you combine this with the fact that she has access to the aforementioned deployable shield and barbed wire, she really has no holes in her kit, and she's a really solid operator. The only reason why she isn't higher in this video is because healing operators are still pretty niche, because if all your teammates get headshot, then you're not going to get a whole lot of utility out of Thunderbird's gadget. But in my experience, she's a lot more useful than someone like Doc or Rook. Now, the next operator, Melusi, is also extremely underrated, and she, in my opinion, deserves to be picked a whole lot more in ranked. Her traps are insanely strong because they slow the attackers down, they waste utility, and they alert you of where the attackers are pushing from. And she gets access to 4 of these that she can place around the map. Her secondary gadgets are strong as well, with her having access to impacts and a bulletproof camera, which are both extremely solid. She also has access to a secondary shotgun to help her set up the bomb site. Melusi's only real downsides is the fact that she only has access to the MP5 with a 1x sight as a primary weapon, and then she's also pretty heavily countered by Brava. So if Brava is able to get a drone into the bomb site, she can very easily just hack all your Banshees, and then you'll be left with no gadgets. However, as long as you stay on top of things and you don't let the enemy team take advantage of Brava too much, she's still an exceptionally strong operator. Now, the next operator, Smoke, has absolutely no downsides, and he has always been strong for very obvious reasons. His gadget allows him to slow the attackers down and to be an absolute menace for holding down power positions, and his loadout goes perfectly along with this playstyle. That's because he has access to the shotgun SMG-11 combo, which allows him to absolutely destroy attackers in close to medium range. It also allows him to help set up the bomb site during the prep phase. He even gets access to barbed wire, which is really hard to come by nowadays and extremely strong. Smoke is probably one of the most versatile operators in the game, and you really can't go wrong with picking him. And Wamai is exceptionally strong as well, and he's arguably foundational to every defense. And that's because his gadget, his magnets, allow him to capture any projectiles the attackers try to throw. This allows him to counter things like grenades or to counter operators like Capitao. However, the main reason why he's made it into this video is because of the recent flashbang nerf, with every attacker only having 2 of these available. This makes him a lot stronger because it takes more operators to burn through all of his magnets, which means that he can protect utility much more viably, and it also means that he can survive a lot longer on power positions while using his magnets to protect it. His loadout is strong as well, having access to the MP5K and the AUG 2 as primary options, and the Keratos to help make head holes in a pinch. He even has access to impact grenades. Wamai is definitely an operator you want to be picking really consistently because he'll help you survive longer in rounds, and he'll also help protect some of the most important utility you have on your team. And speaking of important utility, Azami is an operator that brings some of the most important utility in the entire game, and she has been at the top of the meta since she came out. And that's because her gadget allows her to deploy Kibas around the bomb site to add additional cover to play behind, and it forces attackers to waste utility and make themselves vulnerable to get rid of them. The way Azami can shape the bomb site is unlike any other operator, and allows you to make strategies with her that literally wouldn't be possible with any other operator. She also has access to the VSN SMG or the ACS-12 shotgun as her primary options, and the Deagle as a secondary, which is a super strong loadout. If you prefer a more consistent loadout, bringing the VSN SMG with the Deagle allows you to still be good in gunfights and to also make head holes on the site. But if you want to be a little more risky, you can bring the ACS-12 slug shotgun, which allows you to kill enemies from a super far range, help to set up the bomb site since you have a lot of destructive capabilities capability, and it allows you to get access to some magnification sights. She even has access to barbed wire and impacts, which are strong for reasons that I've already discussed in this video. There's literally no downside to Azami whatsoever, and everything she has at her disposal is top of the line. Mute has been busted pretty much throughout Siege's entire lifespan, so many of you will not be surprised by him being in this video. His gadget allows him to hurt the attacker's drone game, and he can use his jammers to deny Deimos, Dokkaebi, and Lion, who are all extremely influential in the meta right now. You can even use his jammers to deny reinforced walls in a pinch. He also has access to the shotgun SMG-11 combo that was super strong on smoke. This allows him to dominate in close to medium range engagements, and it allows him to help his team set up the bomb site. And since his mute jammers deny the attacker's drone work, he can play near his mute jammers with the shotgun to absolutely destroy any attackers that roam near him. He also has access to a nitro cell as a secondary gadget, which is arguably the best option in the game, and it can allow him to deny the plant late in the round. Just like Azami, he has pretty much no downsides, and you really can't go wrong with picking him. The next operator, Cade, is more like Wamai in the sense that he is a foundational operator to any defense. Without Cade, the defense would be in for a much rougher time in most matches, and that's because his gadget allows him to electrify any reinforced surface he wants, which other operators can't do. No other operator in the game can electrify hatches, which puts Cade in a really strong position. But he can also electrify 3 walls at a time with 1 electric claw, which allows him to electrify more walls than Bandit can. Plus, since the range of his electric claws are so far, you can also hide them much more effectively than Bandit batteries, which makes it harder for the attackers to actually deny them. This makes him necessary pretty much on every bomb site if he isn't banned. But on top of his gadget being so strong, he also has access to the TCSG shotgun to help set up the bomb site and to frag out, along with the LFP revolver as a secondary option. He even has access to a nitro cell as well. Cade is extremely versatile and arguably necessary on pretty much every bomb site, so he had to be in this video. However, Lesion, I would argue, is even stronger. Lesion is blatantly overpowered and has been for a very long time. His goos offer endless intel and slow the attackers down a lot. They also help to counter shield operators, which are pretty much the center of the meta right now. You have to bring someone on your team to help deal with shield operators right now because of how often they're being picked and because of how strong they can be. On top of this, he also has access to the T5 SMG, one of the best SMGs in the game, which allows him to do really well in gunfights. The secondary shotgun he has in his loadout also allows him to help with the sight setup. The only real downside there is with Lesion that you could argue is that he only has access to a bulletproof camera and observation blockers as secondary gadgets. However, because every other aspect of Lesion is so strong, I don't think this is enough to drop him down in this video, and I still think he's worthy of being considered the best operator in the game. Anyways, hopefully you all enjoyed today's video. As always, this video is strictly my opinion, and if you disagree, feel free to leave your opinions in the comments down below. If you feel like I missed any operators, or if you feel like some operators in this video didn't necessarily deserve to be in it, make for sure to let me know because I'd love to hear from you guys. If you enjoyed today's video, I make Siege content just like this twice a week, so go subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitter if you don't want to miss the next upload. If you want to watch another video just like this one, a video will be popping up on your screen right now that I'm sure you'll all enjoy. I'll see you next time, friends, and peace.